In this video, we're going over what a sitemap is, why your blog needs one, and how you can set up a dynamic sitemap for your project. A sitemap is a file that lists the pages of a website and provides additional information about each page, such as when it was last updated and its importance relative to other pages on the site. Sitemaps are used to help search engines discover and crawl the pages on a website and give website visitors an overview of the content available on the site. There are two main types of sitemaps. We have HTML sitemaps, which are designed to be read by humans, and XML sitemaps, which are designed to be read by search engines and provide more detailed information about each page. Sitemaps are especially useful for large websites with a lot of pages or frequently updated content such as blogs. By providing search engines with a proper sitemap, we can ensure that all of our website's content is properly indexed and ranked. For example, I create blog posts every few days on my personal website. These posts are stored on a database and are accessible by their slug, such as this one right here. Without a sitemap, a search engine would have no way of knowing what posts exist on my blog. So on my very simple sitemap here at farzanyaz.com/sitemap.xml, we can see that every post is listed by its URL, last modified date, its change frequency, and its priority. In an XML sitemap, the priority attribute is a value between 0 and 1 that indicates the relative importance of a particular page on the website. This value is used by search engines to determine how they should prioritize crawling and indexing the page. So we can see here that in my sitemap, I have set the priority of every blog post to be 0.8, leaving room for other pages such as my homepage or my resume page or blog page to be a higher priority. You should not set the priority value for all of your pages to 1.0, as this can indicate to search engines that all of the pages on your website are equally important, which is likely not the case. Alright, so now that we know what a sitemap is, let's go ahead and walk through how you can create this dynamic sitemap for your Laravel blog project. Alright, so the first step is to create a sitemap controller using the PHP artisan make controller command. So here we go, PHP artisan make controller. We can name it sitemap XML controller. Alright, and it's created. Alright, and here's our controller. We're going to be modifying the index method. So inside here, we're going to be returning a response with a view called sitemap. And then we're also going to be needing to pass in all of our blog posts, of course. So open up an array. We're going to have posts, fat arrow. I'm going to use my post model. And I'm going to sort by latest. Created at, and then I'm just going to get them all. And then we're also going to need some headers. So header, this is going to be content type, and it's going to be text/XML. Now what we just implemented in this index method is all you're going to need for your sitemap. But if you want to take a look at what this ping method is and how you can somewhat automatically notify Google that your sitemap has changed after every post, take a look at my blog in the description to read more about that. Alright, next up, all we have to do is create the route to handle the sitemap. So in your web.php file, add the following route and make sure to import your controller. So it's a very simple route. We just have a get on sitemap.xml and we call the controller index method. So again, you just need the index method for this to work. Alright, we have a controller and we have a route. Lastly, we just need to create our sitemap blade file. You can do this manually. Just go to your views folder and then create a sitemap.blade.php file and then paste this code in here. This code can be found again on my blog, which I've linked in the description. Alright, so let's quickly go over this code. We can see that in our controller, we're returning a view with posts. So in here, we can do for each posts as post. We're going to be doing the URL, which is going to be, for example, on my website, it's farzanyaz.com/posts/the post slug. So that'll be the correct URL. And the last modified date will be the post is created at or updated at. I'm going to actually change this to updated at, which is more accurate. And then we're going to be converting that to an atom string. The change frequency, usually I change my post maybe once or twice after being uploaded just to like fix up any spelling mistakes or anything. So I just set this to weekly. And the priority 0.8 is closer to 1, so it shows that these posts are important, but they're not 1 to show that other pages such as the home page or the resume page can be higher priority. Alright, now all of our posts will be dynamically added to this sitemap, but if you'd like to manually add other pages to this sitemap that aren't blog posts, you can definitely do that with this same structure here. Just put it under here. All right, with PHP Artisan Serve running, we can then navigate to your sitemap. Just do /sitemap.xml, and you can see here that all of my posts are here. These slugs are going to look off because this is just my testing environment, but we can see that it's working. With your sitemap ready and all of your changes deployed, we can head over to Google Console to submit our sitemap link to let Google know that we have a new one. If you like a more automized way of doing this, take a look at my blog post, which covers a semi-automatic way of pinging Google about sitemap changes. But once you're here in your sitemaps, you can just add your sitemap URL. For me, it's farzanyaz.com/sitemap. You can submit it. Takes a second, and they accepted it. Google will periodically process it and look for changes. There we have it. We covered what a sitemap is, how it's beneficial for your blog's SEO, and walked through the process of creating your own XML sitemap for your Laravel blog. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video.